Welcome to Fantastic Vision. Please subscribe us before you watch today's video. During the period when Huawei's chip production and supply was stopped, Huawei had no choice but to purchase Qualcomm Snapdragon chips. In recent years, several flagship models released by Huawei are equipped with Snapdragon processors, but they are only 4G versions. The most advanced 5G chips cannot be released. Goods. The United States has kept a hand, and Huawei can only rely on itself if it wants to break through the predicament. The good side is that Huawei successfully broke through, and the new Kirin 9000S was born. After this, Qualcomm chip orders will be cancelled. Qualcomm may reduce chip shipments by 50 to 60 million units during 2024, which ASML did not expect. The response caused by Kirin 9000S. Huawei's Kirin chips have become a major representative of domestic chips, symbolizing the highest level of the domestic chip design industry. Huawei's high-silicon semiconductor department once ranked among the top 10 semiconductor companies in the world, with shipments surpassing Qualcomm Snapdragon at its peak. Huawei does not sell Kirin chips to the outside world and only uses them for its own use. Otherwise, its market influence will be greater. Chip suppliers like Qualcomm will undoubtedly face huge competitive pressure. To Qualcomm's satisfaction, Huawei's Kirin chips could not be put into production under US chip rules. With the assistance of the United States, Qualcomm obtained a license and shipped a large number of 4G Snapdragon chips to Huawei. The United States uses less advanced chips to gain revenue and profits from the Chinese market, but the United States underestimates Huawei's determination to conduct self-research and underestimates Huawei's capabilities. A brand new Kirin 9000S was launched at the end of August following the launch of Mate 60 Pro and triggered a huge response. Institutions from various countries have dismantled Mate 60 Pro and confirmed that it is produced in mainland China. The White House has also said that it will investigate this chip. But more than a month has passed, and the United States has not given a definite answer to prove that Huawei used American technology to build the Kirin 9000S. Top US officials are full of doubts and do not believe that China has the ability to build smartphones equipped with advanced chips. But the facts are right in front of them. The United States, which still does not want to believe it, has to dig deep and pursue unanswered questions. In contrast, Qualcomm is even less willing to see this happen than the United States. Qualcomm will lose Huawei chip orders. According to a survey by well-known analyst Ming-Kai Kui, Huawei purchased 23 to 25 million and 40 to 42 million Snapdragon chips from Qualcomm respectively from 2022 to 2023. Since they are all flagship chips, Qualcomm has earned a lot of revenue and profits from Huawei, estimated to be in the billions or tens of billions. The most important thing is that Huawei is one of the few brands with positive market share growth amid sluggish consumer market demand. In other words, Huawei can bring continued growth in chip shipments to Qualcomm, allowing it to make more money in the Chinese market. But all this was broken with the arrival of the Kirin 9000S chip. Now that Huawei has its own controllable Kirin 9000S chip, it is unlikely to continue to purchase Qualcomm mobile SoCs. And judging from the sales of Huawei Mate 60 series mobile phones, Kirin 9000S chips can be continuously manufactured. Not only that, Huawei will also apply Kirin 9000S to Mate X5 folding screen mobile phones and the latest tablets. If Kirin 9000S is a stock chip, it is impossible to decentralize to so many series of products. Because of this, according to Minkai Quiz analysis, Qualcomm's Snapdragon chip shipments are expected to decrease by 50 to 60 million units year-on-year in 2024, and will show a trend of decrease year by year. Since the beginning of this year, the shipments of major domestic mobile phone manufacturers have fallen sharply, and their market share has declined significantly year-on-year. Qualcomm has lost a lot of shipment orders. If it also loses orders from Huawei, we can foresee what Qualcomm's financial report will show next year. Status: this is just the beginning. The popularity of Huawei Mate 60 series mobile phones is obvious to all. Everyone is rushing to buy new Huawei phones. Will they buy other brands of mobile phones? As Huawei's mobile phone market share increases, other brands will decline, and Qualcomm will continue to lose orders from other brands. The matter is far from over. Qualcomm is having a hard time, and upstream and downstream suppliers will also follow suit, such as ASML. ASML, if you don't share the technology, they will research it themselves. Qualcomm's Snapdragon chips are made by TSMC, and TSMC requires ASML's EUV lithography machines to make chips. While TSMC is undertaking a large number of high-end chip orders, ASML's lithography machine sales are also continuing to rise, frequently setting sales records. Coupled with the chip manufacturing layout in mainland China, ASML expects to increase sales by 30% this year. But the plan couldn't keep up with the changes. No matter how well ASML planned, it never expected that Huawei would hit the market with the Kirin 9000S. If Qualcomm couldn't get Huawei chip orders, there would be no need to turn to TSMC to produce a large number of chips. Under the chain reaction, ASML will also lose orders for high-end lithography machines from TSMC. There are reports that ASML may reduce shipments of EUV lithography machines by 20% to 30%. In fact, ASML has long said that there is no hope in isolating China. If they do not share technology, they will research it themselves. ASML is a sensible person and knows very well that China's attitude towards technology blockade has always been unyielding. Just like Huawei, when the US Google Android system cannot be used, it develops its own Hongmeng system. If US parts cannot be purchased, it switches to domestic supply chain cooperation. Or solve the problem through self-research. The Kirin 9000S chip is believed to be a product that burst out under pressure. If it were not constrained by external rules, I am afraid Huawei would still insist on global development and continue to use American technology to benefit both domestic and foreign suppliers. Now the United States has broken the global development model and forced Huawei to the edge, encouraging Huawei to achieve self-developed technological breakthroughs one after another. I believe that not only Kirin 9000S, Huawei will also bring more surprises.